Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of NIO, ticker symbol NIO. And so I'm pretty excited to be making this video because NIO closed above $6 a share on Monday, March 11th, closing at a price of $6.10, being up just over 5% on the day and continuing up a little bit more in the after hours. And so I think things are looking pretty good following earnings when we did hit a low of $4.78, up a pretty good amount from there. And so I just wanted to go over some levels that stand out to me as being pretty key for us to hold in moving higher, or at least that's what I'm hoping happens, that we do move higher. And so just throwing up the drawings that I have here. So I'm just going to break these down. There's one line up here that I am especially excited about. I'm curious to see if we test it. But first, I am going to go over this white Fibonacci retracement here. And so that is based on the high that was hit on February 16th and then coming down to the low that was hit on March 5th. And so from that range, we can see a few levels that stand out. One, of course, being the low of $4.78. And then also, the 786 level here, which is exactly at $6 a share, also coinciding with this yellow line that I have drawn up there. And so current price, as I had mentioned, is above that level. So I do think that is pretty key. Also do want to point out the high here of $6.34. I do think that will be a pretty significant level for us to be closing above because that is the highest wick in this range over here, excluding, these two wicks up here, which will also be important for us to get above, but I'll go over those in a minute. And so, we did see a high on Monday of $6.23. And so that is really, the first level we need to be seeing closes above. We did get a close above $6 a share. That's great. But the trick is now, can we hold that and can we get, a continuation higher to close above this recent high? That would suggest a lot of strength moving forward and especially on our way to getting back to $6.34. But there's one thing that could happen that I think would actually be pretty bullish for it moving forward. And that would actually be a little bit of a retrace, specifically coming down to the 618, which is at a price of $5.74. Might seem a little bearish to think, it's good for the price to come down a little bit. But there's one line up here that I think could suggest that would be a confirmation of a recent breakout if price were to return to right around that level. And so that line that I'm talking about is this orange one up here. I, just drew it kind of, thinking maybe that's a neckline. I don't know. Maybe, if we connect it over here, there's a left shoulder there, a head here, and, maybe a right shoulder over here. It did go higher than the head, so maybe that does or lower than the head, I guess I should say. So maybe that does invalidate it. But, I just thought it was interesting. I did just connect the two highs here to draw that line, with one being the high that was hit on, let's see, January 23rd, that being at a price of $6.88. So that is one key level that I think we need to be closing above to be getting, higher closes in and break out of this kind of downtrend here. And then the other pivot point is, the high from February 16th, which is at $6.34. That being really, a pivotal level right there. And so, what I see from this orange neckline, this, downtrend here is if we do take a measurement from the base of the head to the neckline, that could give us an idea, that measurement can give us a measured move of how high price could potentially go if this is in fact an inverse head and shoulders, and we will be breaking to the upside. And so really, if I just put it to where current price is, that on the day of the 11th, that would suggest price could be going up, about $1.29, $1.30, something like that. That would be almost a 22% swing, a 22% gain. Also, that would be coming up to this blue line here, there's a little gap over there at a price of $7.16. So I do find that kind of interesting, that coincidence there. Also, that being just above $7 a share, marked by the purple line. And then also, from this Fibonacci retracement, the 1618 extension is just beyond that at a price of $7.30. So I'm intrigued by this. I'm wondering, maybe this is an inverse head and shoulders, but we do need to see, a confirmation, multiple closes above $6, and really getting another close above this wick high at a price of $6.23. And then, of course, getting above 634 and then getting above these wicks, with this one from January 24th being a high of $6.59. So the next level up, but the ultimate one is $6.88. Then I think we could, start to fill this gap, get to this extension and so on. But, if we don't hold 6 and we do pull back, potentially, pulling back to, that 618 level, I think that could be a confirmation of the breakout, testing it as support before then moving us up to $7 and beyond. So I find that pretty compelling. Maybe it doesn't happen, but if we are not able to hold $6 a share, I still do think there is hope that we did get this breakout. We just need to retest it. And this does seem to line up pretty well with the 618. And so hitting it on this day would be on March 18th. So whichever day that would be, I imagine that's Monday of next week. So if we do start to flatten out a little bit and start to pull back, maybe come back to 574 next week, maybe we're going to test the 618, test this neckline, and then perhaps launch up to $7 a share higher to fill this gap and get to this 1618. Maybe even we get to the 2618 at $8.85, getting up to this little mini gap that's up there as well. So, I'm pretty excited about the chart. I'm pretty happy that NEO is back above 6. And I think that this is going to be, the move that gets us up to 7. Whether that happens within a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I think we'll be back at 7 in no time. And so I'm really excited about that. But, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.